Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Red Flora Tarot. How are you doing today? This reading is for the end of June, the beginning of July. It is a general reading and it will not resonate with everyone. I just want to make sure you know that. All the readers have their own energy. All the readers have their own unique way of approaching things, and general readings can only offer so much. Yes? And so what I'm hoping is that I am able to offer you some wonderful insight to the energy for you, to a certain situation, person, place, or thing that will offer you some insight that perhaps you needed to hear, or you needed to feel, or something along those lines. If it doesn't, please let it go. It wasn't meant for you. Okay? I want it to be meant for you, but it doesn't always, and sometimes that's a good thing, right? All right, my dear Aquarius, please like, share, and subscribe. I think I told one of the other readings I did these readings before with my face on camera, and I'm just not that terribly fond of it. So I prefer to do that. We're going to cut these really quick. Okay. Okay. Aquarius, what do we got going on? Wow, that's a heavy hitter. King of Swords. Okay, High Priestess. This is a heavy hitter reading, my dear, dear, dear Aquarius. Eight of Cups. What is going on with you guys, huh? There's something. Let's see what else we got. Okay, all right. Wow. All right. Aquarius, are you dealing with a little bit of Capricorn, maybe? I don't know. Pisces Moon, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio card there with the Moon. So, King of Swords, the High Priestess, Eight of Cups, Three of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Moon in reverse. Kind of a heavy reading, my dear Aquarius. What's going on with you? So, King of Swords, he's my very practical, very methodical king. He's a king nonetheless. He got to that throne for a reason, didn't he? Now, he is relative. That is, he, she, that's it, that person, that king got there by way of thinking, practical, methodical, cutting out what doesn't need to be, embracing what needs to be. Not a lot of emotion going on with the King of Swords. He's a very grounded, very, heavy energy, and he won't hesitate to shut it down. With that said, he's also extremely loyal. And yeah. Right next to him, the High Priestess in reverse. Now, the High Priestess to me is, it's the shaman. It's the priest. It's, obviously religion or beliefs, systems, processes. Yeah. And she's in the reverse. So this energy, the King of Swords energy, this very practical, very methodical, very top of his game energy, is flanked by the High Priestess. The High Priestess, the yin and yang of all spiritual belief, black and white. Yeah? The pillars, black and white. She doesn't really do much without consideration. It's how is that spiritually going to affect me? How is that spiritually going to move me forward? She's in reverse, So this leads me to believe that our king has left what he's learned behind for the moment. Because on the other side of him, or her, is the Eight of Cups. A lot of things came into play that did not satisfy, did not bring the emotion or feeling that was intended. And it may be because he had to push back. And you know, the King of Swords energy is not a very spiritual energy anyway. And that definitely, whatever that energy was, and let's come down here a little bit, because the Three of Swords. Now I know a lot of readers, you know, this is a third-party scenario. I don't see three people here. What I see is one person definitely struggling with a very powerful, very thought out, very grounded person having, how do I put this, a personality crisis, a decision to make. Do they want to be this person, or do they want to be that person? And whatever person they choose they want to be, or continue to be, or let go of, it's going to affect relationships, and it's breaking their heart. Or was breaking their heart. They let go of, because this is in the reverse. So I think that their heart, the problem, it's not shadowed, but you're carrying a lot of burdens about it. You know, you've got a lot of thought put into this. It's not a relationship situation. It looks to me like this is a relationship with oneself. And what one once thought was important no longer is. But they had to, for whatever reason, because even though they put aside some of their deeper emotions, feelings, or beliefs, they had to let it go. You know, they're carrying this around, but it's come to light. If the moon were upright, whatever it was, whatever they're struggling with, I would say they weren't sure what it was that was bothering them, emotionally speaking. But whatever it was, and that's why I come to, because, you know, the moon, it would be shadowed, and it would be, you know, things undercover in the dark, right? This is not in the dark. This is not shadowed. This is something that has pierced your heart and affected you. And I do believe that the High Priestess in reverse is something that you put aside, something that you felt deeply about, you know, a belief, a thought process, you know, how you love, who you love, where you love even. You cannot carry this burden anymore. You cannot have this in your life. And you can't, because you are no longer in the dark. No one is throwing shade on you, or you are not throwing shade on yourself. You gave up or decided to turn away from the moon, right? This had to go. You had to walk away from whatever was piercing your heart. And it came to light that you were doing this to yourself. You were carrying this burden, and you were denying your higher self, your higher priestess or priest. Because the King of Swords is not the most, you know, spiritually motivated guy or girl. This is a person that, you know, just doesn't believe in that, doesn't think about that. But somewhere inside you, this was not giving you the emotional satisfaction that you want in your life at this time. At this time, you're deciding, or you're going to decide, or something is going to come, because these burdens are very, very heavy. You either realize that you can't cut everything and everyone out of your life in this practical way that you maybe always have, or someone you know always has, and they realize that this has been a burden and it's hurt their heart, and it's no longer in the dark. And it's spiritually motivated. This is divine stuff. This is someone who's changing how they approach life, kind of thing. Let's get some clarification on this, my dear Aquarius. Let's see where we're at. So we're going to start with the Law of Attraction by Abraham Hicks. And I love these cards. They always have great little sayings on them. They have great little things to say for you, to you. Kind of, I love the way they sum up the readings, the Rider-Waite readings, because sometimes at stories, you know, you want more clarification. Is this a relationship? Is this is clearly not. This is clearly an internal thing going on with you, my dear Aquarius. This is an internal conversation, the change of who and what you are. I mean, maybe it's subtle to the world around you, but I think within you, this is something that you're working towards, emotionally speaking, or deciding for yourself. Let's, I did that. Let's just take it. Okay. There is nothing I cannot be, do, or have. So how beautiful is that, my dear Aquarius? There is nothing. No burden, no heartache, no darkness that you cannot handle, that you cannot do, or have, or be. Welcome to the planet Earth. There is nothing that you cannot do, be, or have. Go forth on this day of your life. Experience knowing that your real work is to decide what you want and then focus upon that. Go forth, giving thought to what you want, attracting life experiences to help you decide what you want. And once you have decided, giving thought only to that. Well, so my dear Aquarius, like the swan. I love that picture. We're going to take one more card from the Ascended Master by Doreen Virtue. Love how these clarify our readings. So who would be your Ascended Master for this experience, for this thought process? You know, some people, you know, ask Jesus. Some people ask Buddha. Some people ask Archangel Michael. Some people ask, you know, but these cards kind of represent all of those Ascended Masters. And let's see which one may or may not be, you know, something that you can think about asking for help in this internal journey that you're going through. This decision to perhaps connect more on an emotional level. I mean, there's a lot of water going through here. And, you know, it looks to me like the pain of your heart is worth the try. Oh, well, isn't that wonderful? I love that. Open your heart to love Jesus. So, my dear Aquarius, that's pretty beautiful. This internal struggle that you're having with your spiritual self, yes, it's just pretty much saying, you know what? It's okay to ask, and you shall receive, my friend. And you're not asking for, you know, you're asking to be, do, or have what it is that makes you happy. And of course, yes, we could all say money makes us so happy, but I don't think that this is really where you're focused, not where what you're turning your back on money. You're turning your back on false emotions, false promises, and looking for something deeper, more meaningful to you. And you can definitely call on a higher power, my dear Aquarius. We'll see you next month. Have a great July.